And she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her. First and foremost, when they give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings to the hopeful and sincere elect. To your brother Ratazar, GMS London Camp, back once again with a quick one. In regards Eve, you Evites out here, enemy of the Israelite man, this the spawner at the beginning of death that came into this earth by way of the nigger woman, aka Eve, and her treacherous behavior and her dealings against the Israelite man, and that insubordinate, Faustian bargain she made with the devil, going back to the garden with the serpent and Eve, which the serpent came in the spirit of the so-called white man, today biblically known as the Edomites, great deceiver, manipulator, very crafty, and even that serpent man, that deal is about to perish. Because right now, you black women especially, you're catching all kinds of hell, and it's only going to get worse for you, man. Pursuant to Isaiah 32:9, precepts like that, man. Many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless ones. Rise up, you careless woman at ease, because this is your state of bliss, basically. This kingdom, this harlot that sitteth upon many waters, that represents America. Funny enough, represents a nigger woman. Or Edomite woman with red hair. This prescribes how haughty, and how, vagina worship this society really is. You just had another whore of Babylon, Nicki Minaj, going into some UN council meeting to try and talk to people about Trump, man, and how he's done good for the Christians in Nigeria. Like, the nigger woman is out of her effing mind. And this is why ultimately Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to humble you heifers in these last days, man. You black succubus demons, known as the black woman, man. You hyenas out here, and you big Shirleys. You're going to be humbled in these last days. You got an article here, this demon, this devil worshipper basically got what she deserved, man, because she wanted to sleep with the devil, her sugar daddy E. So she ended up getting slain by the devil. So as the scripture says, never trust thine enemy. It says a 23-year-old black woman who made it clear she preferred white men over black men. So she was an enemy from the jump. It says was stabbed to death. All praises by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashem Rachak for that. That was judgment on this black heifer, man. And there's many more of you that are going to go down that path of perdition and destruction, because you want to align yourself with the enemy against your own people, man, especially your Israelite men. And Esau's not going to come to your aid in these last days. These are the ones that's going to be persecuting you during the time of Jacob's trouble. Guys like DJ Trump, Donald J. Trump, aka Nero 47. He's the one who's going to prescribe through the Insurrection Act and other insubordinate laws or austerity measures, unrighteous decrees to persecute you tribes in the different states of America, man. And over there in Central America too. You see what's going on over there in Mexico. Venezuela's about to erupt. It's all hell's about to break loose because of the so-called white man against you tribes, namely 2/3 in the nation of Israel, because that's the time of Jacob's trouble. And the nigger woman wants to advocate for the devil. She's always playing the devil's advocate, as I always say. She's going to go down with that serpent, man. Them that are joined hand in hand. So she was stabbed to death by her boyfriend after a month. After filing a restraining order, says he then went ahead into a car and set himself on fire. So after he stabbed her to death, this devil, went on a suicide mission, basically set himself on fire in a car and basically, met his fate. But that's the devil for you, man. You actually went and laid down with the devil, and you probably wanted to have his seed and bring forth fucking, weak tears into the society, so to speak. Salakia, you wanted to bring tears amongst the weak, man. You wanted to infiltrate your own people with the seed of the devil. So that's why the Lord took that black bitch's ass out, man. And as I said, there's going to be many more you black heifers that are going to get terminated on sight in these last days by your sugar daddy your lover that you willing to die for, basically. You got a comment down here, it says J Key. I can't read the rest of it, but it's only cut off. It says, why do some people tear down the men of their own country? I suppose I would say, in the comment that was written there by J Key. Yeah, because the nigger woman's the enemy. It says, you got some comments here, we hate niggers over here. It says, send the white boy by the way. Send the white boy my way. And that's comments made by the nigger woman. You can see nigger women are making these comments. Or one in particular, man. And this is why Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to let all hell break loose. And a lot of you women are going to get slaughtered, man. Pursuant to Ezekiel 9 and 4. It says many slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women, man. I guarantee you a lot of the 2/3 predominantly are going to be a lot of these women out here of our people, of our tribes. Especially the nigger woman, man, because we don't need you to bring back the nation, as the apostle's been saying for the longest. The reason why the Lord made so many different specimens of women, or varieties of different women on the earth, is for man to enjoy. You know, you got the women of the nations, and then you got the concubines of the other nations, man. So we don't need the nigger woman to bring back the nation of Israel, because the man is the prize, man. The man is the one that carries the seed. You women are just incubators, man. And right now you're an incubator for Satan, you know. So you black women, you can go where you belong, which is in the dirt somewhere where you love our sugar daddy and drop dead somewhere, man. We don't need you, man. We don't want you, you know, because you're truly the enemy of the Israelite man, second in command after the so-called white man, man. You're a perpetrator of your own people, man, you know. And this is why the Lord's pouring hell upon you in these last days, and rightfully so. You get what you deserve, man. You reap what you sow. So, yeah, so this black heifer's gone. That's another black demon we don't have to deal with. And she gonna come back in the kingdom in her right mind, man. So, you know, she ain't gonna be missed. You know, let her go to sleep for a little while and think about her fucking ill doings when she comes back in her new body in her right mind state, you know. And she's gonna have an Israelite husband in the kingdom. But for now, she's just in the dirt somewhere, man, rotting away. You know, when the spirits come back to the heavens. It says Isaiah 3 and 12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, which is who? The so-called white man. The insubordinate ones, the insignificant ones, they are oppressors, man, you know. It says, and women rule over them. Yeah, and the nigger woman, especially, she's in league with the so-called children of the oppressors, which is the so-called white man. She's in league with them. You know, so they're gonna go down together. So it's a woman that rule over them, man, and that's this pussy worshipping our society, vagina worshipping society that brothers has been talking about, that America represents, man. A harlot represents a vagina worshipping, fertility goddess, queen of heaven type spirit on this earth. That's why you got man bowing down to women, you know, simping for these hoes, so to speak. When these women ain't shit, man, they're not the prize, man. You know, these women are going to find that out the hard way in these last days. That's why it says in Isaiah 4 and 1, 7 women shall take hold of one man. O my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy path. So yeah, and a lot of men, you know, follow women, let women put women in the leadership role, so to speak. And that destroys men, you know. That destroys the, you know, the righteous order, man. The Lord set up the heavenly order in 1 Corinthians 11 chapter around the 3rd verse, man. It's the heavenly Father Yahweh, his only begotten Son Yahweh Shai, and then he's over man, and man is set above woman. In this society, women usurp authority, and they give her more rights and basically more privileges than the man. You know, so they can get away with their fuckery and be held unaccountable for their wicked deeds, man. Even to the point of bringing forth tears, man, which is an abomination unto the Lord. So this is why we need Yahweh Shai, man, because he's the only one that's gonna, you know, uphold righteousness and put everything back in its order and its perspective where it's supposed to be, man. And these women are gonna be put back in order underneath the Israelite man, whether they like it or lump it, man. But she's the number one enemy, the advocate of the devil, second in command to the so-called white man, against the Israelite man. And men need to wake the fuck up and realize this, man. Stop simping for these hoes, man. Especially these black heifers, man, you know. But now certain men are waking up because they got all these different podcasts and all these red pill podcasts and, you know, talk shows online talking about the, you know, the strifes and the you know, the incidences and the behavior of the nigger woman, her atrocious, wicked behavior, her masculine, you know, unaccountable, self-entitled, wicked behavior. And men are getting tired of this shit, man. You know, real men are getting tired of this shit. This is Micah 7:10. It says, "Then she that is mine enemy." That's probably going to be the name of this sit down, man. Keep it short and sweet. "Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord of thy power?" Yeah, and you got constant women on the TikTok talking shit about this doctrine, about talking against the Hebrew Israelites, talking shit about Yahweh Shai is not coming, you know. There's a recent video that came out, see a nigga woman, you know, I saw the caption saying, "Oh, Yahweh Shai is not coming." It said Jesus, but we know that's not the name of the Lord. That's these wacky tacky Christians, you know, saying that the Lord's not coming back. And that's coming from the mouthpiece of the nigga woman, man, because she's faithless. She's a faithless dog. She should be countless as the faithless dog, man. That's why we call them bitches, man, you know. Or femina, which goes into the word female, which means without faith. Because these women are actual faithless dogs, man. They're faithless bitches. So where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire in the streets. So in these last days, the Lord's going to make you open your eyes to see all the hell and all the, you know, all the chaos and anarchy he's going to unleash because of what you niggas did, you nigger women did back all the way back to the garden, making that Faustian bargain with the devil and what it caused. All this calamity on the earth in these last days. Because you was the first to transgress, man. It wasn't Adam that transgressed first. He transgressed because he followed after the woman, Salakia. But Eve, the black woman, because she's the weaker vessel, she was the first to transgress, man. You know? So you're the reason why we're in this situation, living this hellish state and life that we're living in right now. You're the reason why the time on the clock, so to speak, of our lifespan got cut short, man. Because before that, we was immortal, man. We was able to live forever. Because of the evil, wicked deed of Eve, man's lifespan got cut short, you know. So now we're through. We're through as a people, man. And that's why we need salvation. That's why we need Yahweh Shai to come and deliver the elect. So you read it, the nigger woman's the real cause of all this upheaval and hell on this earth right now. And she still doesn't want to be held accountable for her wicked deeds. You know, this is how evil the wicked nigger woman is. There's Deuteronomy 28 and 56, and this goes back to the curses. This is why the nigger woman acts the way she does. You know, it goes back to the curses. The Lord's gonna turn the nigger woman, our own woman, against us, basically. And she already transgressed before this even came into play. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 56. "The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward her husband. Of her bosom," yeah, her husband, that's why she wants to get with the enemy. You know, she sleeps with the enemy. She's quick to go and sleep with the enemy, man. You know, it says, "and toward her son and toward her daughter." Yeah, man. So the reason why families break up, you know, for the most part, these single parent households, goes back to the fact that the nigger woman's eye is evil towards her husband, man. Because men rarely leave relationships. That's why they say 80% of divorces are, you know, basically initiated by the nigger woman, by the woman in general. But we're talking about the black woman here. So, you know, 80% of, you know, of divorces are initiated by the woman, because men rarely leave relationships, man. Men know how to stick it out. The only time a man would actually leave a relationship if he finds out that his woman's been, you know, committed adultery, you know, slept with another man, so and so-called cheated, or, you know, done some fuckery, you know, that just can't be forgiven, so to speak, you know, and they'll just end up leaving her. But more time, men always stick it out. It's always the woman that wants to file for divorce because she's bored. She's not excited no more. She gets bored quickly, and she wants to move on to the next fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know, because that's how these women are, man. It's very selfish. So anyway, that's the curses right there. That's why the eye of the nigga woman is evil towards her husband, man. But either way, you women ain't right in the spirit anyway, man. For you to want to even lie down with the enemy and bring forth his seed and all of that, have a future, build a future. You gotta be out of your fucking mind, man. You women are confused and bemused creatures, man. That's why from day to day you don't even know what you want to look like in the mirror, man. You want to put all different. You want to straighten your hair. You want to put all these damn extensions and weave in it. You want to dye your hair blonde, wear blonde wigs and shit. And that's a curse of leprosy. That's the deformity of the hair. You want to put cake soap. You want to bleach your skin to look white and pale. Because you're confused, man. You're confused heifers. Bewildered sheep. And that's why you need a righteous shepherd. The only right shepherd to lead your dumb asses is the Israelite man. But you wanna feign that, man. You wanna go against that. And you wanna go with the enemy, man. You wanna be with the goat instead of the sheep. So you're gonna die with the goat, man. Anyway, maybe one more precept and close out. I have to make this too long. Please, the point's already been made. Ecclesiasticus 12:10. This is for the rest of you black heifers out here. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Yes, you can't make, deals with the devil and expect everything to just go your way. When he's the number one enemy of our nation, man, he's the reason why we were brought over here in the West in the first place, man. He used you women as bed wenches, set up men in breeding farms to bring forth more strong bucks, so to speak, slaves, so we can build his society. He put us in chattel slavery, made us less worthy than the animals. Chattel slavery, man. Did all kind of wickedness and atrocities, and you want to go lay down with the devil, and think everything's going to be sweet, not knowing that he's got that same mentality that he's always had, which is the spirit of Satan in him. He doesn't like you, nigga woman, man. He just sees you as a sexual object. He's not going to be with your ass. That's why this devil right here, the Lord put the spirit in him to reveal himself unto you, to show his true nature, that he hates, that they hate you nigga women. They hate our people, man. Just because you look sexually advertising and all that doesn't mean that he's going to want your ass around him forever. Eventually that nature's going to come out and he's going to show you that I want to cut your throat. Really want to, put you on a grill and cook you and eat you. That's what he was thinking about doing, So I stabbed that bitch to death. So anyway, more atrocities and calamities coming for you nigga women, and good for you, man, because that's what you deserve. Anyway, with that, I want to close out, give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rachach Wadash, Shalom to the hopeful and sincere elect.